Well, it taught me how to run an airline. I was a student in the company.
And now you're a master.
I had no background of to run an airline. As a matter of fact, when I was offered the job, for the first 6 months I resisted, but then, you know, I got an order that I had to take.
You couldn't say no.
So I had to put my foot into the company and then try to learn how to run it. And today, where we are, and but let me be very honest, that the credit for what I achieved is not of me alone, of the thousands of young men and women that walked this long distance with me, also with determination and, most importantly, discipline. I know that I am called a dictator in my country, but you know, always,
is it true though? Is it deserved?
I don't know how you can see it, but you know, you come from Singapore.
I'm actually from Malaysia, but I live in Singapore.
Well, you know what?
So I know a little bit about dictatorship.
You know what a benevolent dictator did to the country.
It grew it.
And this, he was my role model, and this is what I did with the airline. I know you Malaysian may not like it, but it's a fact.
No, but what is the best lesson you took from the benevolent dictator?
Well, what I did, the lesson I took is when you are absolutely determined, focused, you have a vision, and included with discipline, you will achieve it. And this is what exactly happened in Qatar Airways. I know that people discounted me. When I became the CEO, I never expected that I will be able to achieve this. I achieved this because I had full support and trust and no interference from my government. People thought that, you know, this guy is talking nonsense, and especially one of my regional competitor never believed that I will be able to achieve anything I said. And you know what I said at that time? That people should not be worried about Qatar Airways. We will just be a regional carrier. We will go to 35 destinations and only have under 35 aircraft. And every 4 years we doubled the size. And then they started to take me seriously. And today we are a major player in the region, and we are actually the trendsetter. We have innovated things which everybody else today are following. But let us not be mistaken. It's not only the product that matters. It is the kind of training, it is the kind of focus, it is the kind of service, it is the kind of hospitality, and it is the kind of compassion people have for their passengers and to serve. And this is exactly what we train people to do.
So it's interesting when you say that, because you know, you say discipline is a very important part of what you do, discipline, and then you also bring in compassion,
yes,
which is almost like contradictory or counterintuitive.
No, once you are training people to join these two things together, is the success story of Qatar Airways.
So given your vision and your determination to get there, where do you see CASA in the next 20 years?
Well, it will be after my time, but I'm sure that Qatar Airways will keep on going from strength to strength. Over the next 2 years to 2.5 years, we will have a fleet of over 250 aircraft. We will always make sure that our fleet age is always very young, and at the same time introducing fuel-efficient aeroplanes, and at the same time making some more acquisitions. We will be making some very interesting announcements soon. And you know that we are...
Other than the ones that you've already made?
Yes.
And it will be in a similar vein where you will be investing?
I will not tell you too much about it. But one thing I can tell you is that we will always be with successful people. We are not going to collect crap. We are always going to...
Sounds like a sound business strategy.
We will always be part of successful organizations.
Oh. So in the airline industry though, you know, are there that many successful organizations to choose from?
Well, we did with IAG, we did with LATAM, We are hopefully will be concluding with Meridiana, which has a huge potential, and then we have already some other investors lined up. Once we take over that, we take the 49% acquisition, and then we have 2 other projects in the pipeline, which you will get to know.
What are the missing parts of the puzzle that you're putting together right now?
Now you are indirectly trying to find out what is my question. I'm very used to this kind of questions, to trap me, but it's difficult.
Okay, this morning you talked about, being collaborators brings more benefits to the industry, and that we shouldn't be challenging each other, right? So what areas of collaboration could we do better, you think, as an industry?
Well, I think once you start code sharing, which is the first part of collaboration, you can then get into so many other benefits that collaboration will bring. We are already with our IAG partnership, and soon to come LATAM. We already started to see the benefit of cooperation, and this should be taken as a lesson by others, that just sitting on the fence and crying foul that these Gulf carriers have plenty of money. They are only, as one of the CEOs of a European carrier said, that they only have sand and money. That is not the case. I think when people say this about our region, I think they're just sitting and smelling glue, because they don't realize that we are really sophisticated countries. We just don't throw away money because we want to throw away money, and we are launching successful entities like Emirates and Qatar Airways. So it is not all about money and sand. It is about really serious business. One should not forget that cooperation, relationships will make this industry a win-win for everybody. Crying about subsidies and unfair competition is not going to solve the problem. Actually, it will exacerbate more their drawbacks, and it will make us, being successful.
So why do you think they fear you so much?
Because they can't compete.
Why can't they compete?
Because they have legacy costs. They have inefficient airport regimes where you close the airport for 8 hours a day. They have low utilizations of their airplanes compared to us. And of course, most importantly, the standards of service that people have to give. And if they don't give, then they have to leave the organization. And they have to leave. They don't have to worry, and we don't have to worry about unions. And this is what is making us what we are today.
Fantastic.
People are accountable, and people have to deliver. And that is the success of the airline.
Last year too, I think...
Have you not finished with me yet?
No. Should I let you go?
I thought that there was only 2 questions. I didn't realize that I'm going to interview.
Well, it's not often that I get given the hot seat next to me, so I just want to ask a couple more questions. So last year, you actually won an award. I think CAPA gave you an award for Asia Pacific Airline of the Year for your Asia Pacific expansion. So I just want to spend some time talking about your Asia strategy. And
I think we should ask Chun Pong about it. He will tell you my Asia strategy, because he's getting very worried about me.
So everybody's getting worried about you.
With 3 frequencies a day into Singapore and maybe a 4th one soon, I think he's getting very nervous.
Right. So do you like making people nervous?
Don't forget that 6 hours flying time from Doha, 80% of the world's population exists in. We have China, we have India at our doorstep. So you can see the potential, even forgetting the rest of the world. You can see the potential we have. And this is what is fueling, really, the growth. And of course, the Far East, your region, has huge potential, and I don't think that it is still served the way we do. We are just launching Krabi, for example, and we have heavy forward bookings. Nobody thought about it. And when we announced Krabi, a lot of people told me, where is this and why are you going to these kind of places? We are soon launching Chiang Mai. You know, we have so many more destinations which are not being served. And once we start serving with direct frequencies, we just started window. And our flights for the next 8 months are packed. People said, why are you going there? There is, it's a population of only a couple of million, and the city only has 400,000 people. After 5 o'clock in the evening, everybody's asleep. And look at the result. So you see, we see that there are new markets.
So you made obviously a lot of good decisions, right? So is there one bad decision that you've made that you regretted?
Yes, that I was at last pushed into the airline.
Okay. All right. Well, I'll let you go. Thank you very much. Congratulations.